Topic number 1. From your perspective, what is the most compelling argument for or against the proposition that abolishing the police is beneficial to society? My proposition is that abolishing the police is not beneficial to society. My claim is that abolishing the police can lead to the implosion of societal structure. Instead, the police can benefit from reform. Ground 1. Increase crime. Without police officers to enforce the law, crime will be at an all-time high, as citizens will follow whichever laws they see fit. Individuals cannot be left responsible to follow the law without a direct enforcer. In fact, some people may even take it upon themselves to practice vigilante justice, which means they'll take the law into their own hands by punishing others with no legal authority. Ground 2. Alternatives lack efficiency. Some advocates for the abolishment of the police have also advocated for the integration of community-based alternatives, such as volunteer law enforcement. However, these alternatives will not have the resources or legal authority that could even come close to law enforcement, and this would make them ill-prepared to deal with serious emergencies such as violent crime. Ground 3. Reforms. What would really benefit the issues that currently exist within law enforcement is reform policies instead of total abolishment. Reform policies such as body cameras that have already been integrated into law enforcement have a much stronger success potential to fix the problems from within the system. Reforms including stronger accountability systems will address the bias that exists within the system while maintaining a crucial need for public safety and law enforcement. The impact is that reforming the law enforcement system from within is much more beneficial than abolishing the police entirely, because it continues to protect communities and maintain order while upholding accountability and reducing inequality. Topic 2. From your perspective, what is the most compelling argument for or against the proposition that universal basic income, UBI, is beneficial to society? My proposition is that universal basic income is not beneficial to society. My claim: UBI will not solve the problem of income inequality and will destabilize the economy. Ground 1. UBI is incredibly costly. Universal income would actually hurt the economy, as it would cost trillions of dollars to produce. In order to even set up for the universal income, the government would need to raise taxes in order to get the money to continuously support all of its citizens for the rest of the integration of UBI. This would lead to a rise in inflation of our economy currently, which would deter many citizens to want to give more money to the government to support a project like UBI. Ground 2. Decrease in work incentive. Guaranteed income eliminates incentive for people to continue working or even start their careers entirely, as UBI basically gives them a set income for the rest of their life. UBI completely undermines productivity and will lead to citizens to become lazy and dependent on government income, which is not beneficial to the citizens' overall well-being, and could also be dangerous if UBI would implode or would have to be shut down for any given reason. These citizens would have no backbone to fall on. Ground 3. UBI does not account for all factors of inequality. There are many more issues that drive the current economic inequality in our society that UBI will not be able to address. There are inequalities present in many aspects of our life, such as healthcare, the housing crisis, and education, that UBI cannot make up for by just guaranteeing income for all of its citizens. Impact. UBI is not an effective solution to solving the root cause of inequality in our economy and society. However, reform in social services like improving the job market, the housing crisis, healthcare, and education will be more sustainable for long-term efficiency without the economic risk. Topic 3. From your perspective, should prisoners be required to work without pay as a way to repay their debt to society, particularly if their labor could provide affordable clothing, housing, food, and essential items for low-income communities? My proposition: prisoners should be required to work without pay to repay their debt to society. Claim: prison labor allows for offenders to give back to their communities and repay the debt of their crimes. Ground 1. Economic benefits. Prison labor, such as making crafts like license plates and other materials such as clothing, housing, food, and essential items, could benefit low-income communities in their ability to access more affordable goods. This labor would benefit society as a whole, as these low incomes are now able to receive the same goods as higher income communities at affordable prices, and this will also help defeat the inequality we addressed earlier. Ground 2. Restitution for crimes. Prisoners are incarcerated for committing a crime against their communities. Therefore, they owe restitution for their infractions. Work programs, like prison labor, allow these prisoners to give back to their communities in a sense and pay the debts that they are owed. Their prison labor could be productive, as it will provide those goods and services that a lot of low-income communities struggle to get and give it back to their community. Ground 3. Ethical practice. While prison labor may appear unethical and infringing on a person's constitutional human rights, the 13th Amendment in the Constitution actually constitutes forcible labor, so involuntary labor, for incarcerated individuals, but this does not account or allow for slavery or involuntary servitude, just prison labor. Impact. Unpaid prison labor helps offenders repay their debt to society for the crimes they committed, and it benefits their society for providing goods and services which are often hard for low-income communities to access, and this system will balance justice with community service and rehabilitation. Thank you.